And of course, the election is July 5th. So you all need to listen in. You need to hear what Mr. Phillips has to say. And also, you need to understand that it is very important that you get out and vote because it's a very important seat in Horry County. So, Mr. Phillips, Mr. Harold Phillips, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Just let me interrupt. Just for 1 second, just to show my appreciation. And this first 15 or half hour is brought to you by Snag and Drag. Okay. Brother Greg Graham.
Okay.
Snag and Drag is on the ball. We'll be getting he and the Whittemore magazine. We're getting together some summer jobs.
Well, we appreciate you, Greg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
wonderful.
wonderful.
Some summer jobs.
That's great.
Okay. So special shout out to my brother Greg Graham of Snag and Drag, and this first half hour is brought to you by Snag and Drag.
All right.
You'll listen to the Whittemore magazine Hour of Power right here on WPGS 1330 AM on your dial. Snag and Drag, by the way, is located at 3744 Highway 65 in Conway. You can give him a call, 843-997-0751. Thank you so much. Back to our illustrious guest, who has been narrowed down to the candidate now for District 7, Horry County Council. Man, that's an important seat, man. That's a really important seat. So welcome, Mr. Harold Phillips. And like the host just said, she'll allow you to introduce yourself and say anything else you want to say.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Harold Phillips, and I'm a candidate for District 7 County Councilor. Everybody's saying I have some big shoes to follow, but I think I'm up to the challenge. I'm from Bucksport, born and raised there, and attended Whittemore High, graduated in 1966, married to my wife Geneva. We have one son, and he's out in Colorado. I'm running, the questions asked to me, why am I running for county council? Sometimes I ask myself, why? I've been preparing myself somewhat for the last 20 years, working with Mr. Frazier, and wanting to be a county council member. But Mr. Frazier been sort of like taking his time, so you know how you get off to doing other things. So I didn't think he really wanted to leave, so you sort of just put it in the back of your mind. But I enjoy working with him and the things that he have taught me and shown me about the county. I enjoyed it. I served on the Horry County Solid Waste Authority Board, and I'm presently on the Planning Commission. I enjoy working with the county. I enjoy working with people, and I enjoy being a servant to people. So I'm looking forward to Monday and you putting me as the next county council, District 7.
Okay. Well, that was quite an introduction there. You said a mouthful. You got a lot going. You got a lot going on there.
He was over there holding his mouth.
Yeah, he was trying to get that. But we have a lot more to talk about. But at first, I want to say that Mr. Phillips basically approached the Whittemore Community Magazine to come on the studio or come to the studio and come on air to talk about his platform. So, our job is to get the message out to everyone to make sure that they understand where you're coming from on the issues and what you plan to do in this local area. And so, as a voice for the community, we are allowing Mr. Phillips to come on today and just talk about some of the things that matter most to him. And I'm sure you've had a chance to talk to your constituents and you know what exactly it is they're looking for. But what I would like to also remind everyone is that he is here to talk to you. So if you will, please call the station, 843-248-6365 or 843-248-6365. 2890. We're on WPJS 1330 AM, and we're also on the internet at WPJSradio.com. And this is your chance to ask him some very important questions to find out what's going on in his head and what he plans to do with District 7. One thing that I think is interesting, have you ever been in the political arena before?
Not really.
Not really? Okay, so this is your first bid at, trying politics or just,
right.
Yeah, okay. And so, you've pretty much jumped into a race and with a campaign that is for a very important seat. How long did Mr. Frazier hold that seat in District 7?
35 years,
30
I think 30 plus years.
30 plus years, so almost as long as I've been alive. He was in that, pretty much in that seat. And I know you say you're from the local area. I know that once upon a time you were a business owner down in Bucksport, correct? Okay, and so you definitely understand why it's important for not only the people in the Bucksport area, and I think a lot of people don't understand that District 7 isn't just Bucksport. There's a lot of areas that encompass District 7. It's important for everyone to know what type of impact you're going to have in this particular zone. So can you explain to everybody which zones you would actually represent in District 7?
District 7 covers, and like you said, most people think it's just Bucksport, but it's not Bucksport. Mr. Frazier was from Bucksport, but it covers Bucksport, all of Conway, Homewood, Case Bay area, Sandridge, all the way up to Tillman Drive, almost, that's like Adrian, Maple area, a little bit on 905, and a little bit on 90. It covers a pretty large area. Mr. Frazier, and most of the people know him, and he's done a super job. So I'm hoping that I would be able to at least meet the challenge.
Okay.
Okay, April, it looks like these phones may be coming in quite rapidly.
that's
Now.
good.
We got
Let's
one
get
right now.
started,
Okay,
yeah.
let's start off with the phones.
Yeah.
Okay, caller.
I thought about some things, and one of the things that really got me is I was reading an article about Miss Blaine and what she said about in her campaign about being a voice for the people and then coming back to the community and talk with them. And I think one of the things that, and I spoke to Mr. Frazier about that once, that you got to be able, if you're representing the district, then you should be able to come back to the people and have like community gathering and listen to the people and what they have to say and things that they are interested in. So that would be one of my things that I plan to do within the district, and not just in Bucksport, but throughout the district and having them as central places.
Calling in and coming across with that such pertinent question. That question is a very important one, and I'm sure it would have come across sooner or later. And I always deem communication as number one myself, but of course, just can't speak for
it's
everybody.
important for candidates, and of course, once you become an elected official, you got to keep that line of communication open with the people who put you in office. You need to understand at all times their perspective on things, and whether or not they think you're doing a good job or need to improve or what have you, or maybe there's some thoughts and concerns or even some ideas that they have about the betterment of the district. So you mentioned Mayor Blaine Bellamy's platform. She's doing the town hall meetings, and I actually attended the first one, and I thought it was really good because there were so many different people from the community, people you'd never seen before, and it was a way for you to find out, okay, who's living in your area, but also to see whether or not other people have the same thoughts and feelings that you have. So I'm sure that's going to be instrumental in what you get ready to do. And when you think about what Councilman Frazier did for the district and some of the things that were I guess monumental as far as any improvements or any major undertakings that resulted in things that were really positive for the community. What were some things that impressed you most about what he did, and how do you plan to carry the torch?
The way he dealt with people, and he didn't care whether you was from District 7 or District 11. If you called him, then he responded, and he just had that connection, and that's why most people like him, and that was probably why he was able to stay there so long. But most people, when they're running for office, they visit a community, and then you never see them until time to run again. Right. And I noticed that. So I always said, if I do that, I want to be able to be a voice for the people. And in order to be a voice for the people, you got to be able to connect with them. So go back. So.
Exactly. So we want to remind everybody that you are listening to WPJS 1330 and the Whittemore Community Magazine's Hour of Power. Please call in 843-248-6600. 6365 or 843-248-2890. This is an opportunity for you to talk to Mr. Phillips and to find out what his plans are as he campaigns for District 7. And July 5th is right around the corner. Are you nervous? Especially since this is your first time running. Is there some anxiety there, some nervousness?
But I was asked that during the primary, was I nervous? And I don't know, I asked God if this is for me, then let it happen. So then I had a calmness. And I remember on the night of the primary and at the election place, and they said, well, it's probably going to be a runoff because there's 3 of you. And I said, no, it's not going to be a runoff. I'm going to get 51% plus. And it came out that way, so I thank him for that opportunity. And I feel good about the 5th. But I tell people, I say, well, faith without works is lost. So I have to get out and do. So you can't just sit there and depend on it. So.
That's true.
But I still need the help of the people to get out and do what they should be doing in order to have a voice. When people tell me they're not registered to vote or they don't vote, those things sort of get the best of me. The opportunity is at hand.
So you're running as a Democrat, right?
Yes, sir.
And your opponent is a Republican?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you find that to be kind of upsetting sometimes when you find out how many people voted historically in, for example, the last election, where it was kind of dismal in terms of numbers? Do you find that to be disturbing?
Yes, when we have so many people that's capable of voting and they don't go and exercise their right to vote. And
something we died for.
Right, that's right. A lot of people have given their lives, shed blood, and whatever. So I don't know why people don't get out and vote.
Okay, well, we're going to find out from another person right now. So we got a caller. Caller, you on the air? Go ahead.
You're absolutely right. Thank you very much, caller. We really do appreciate all of the feedback and the comments. And, the caller is definitely on point when she talks about the fact that a lot of people don't always take the local election seriously, and then you wonder why things are happening in our county. The roads aren't being taken care of, or things aren't being funded. Well, it's because you didn't really exercise the right to vote, to put the right people in to get the movement going. So it is very important that everyone gets out July the 5th and vote for the candidate of your choice. But more importantly, we're here today talking to Harold Phillips, and he is going to express to us why it's important for you to place him in the District 7 seat to keep the legacy going that was established by Councilman Frazier. So thank you very much, caller.
Okay, you're welcome.
You're so welcome. Thank you again. And I think we have another caller there, Harold. Are you that popular or what? What's that? Okay, caller, you on the air?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon. What I'd like to ask Mr. Phillips is, the lady just before me indicated that there was some groundwork going to be done this weekend. I'd like to volunteer. Can you tell me where I need to go?
Yes, sir. We'll be doing some door-to-door on Saturday. Well, matter of fact, Friday and Saturday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Contacting people. So if you would give me a call and you want to help, then we'll be glad to meet with you, and so we can get out and encourage people to get out and vote.
Can you give me your number?
Yeah. My phone number is 843-421-0963, and you can get me 24 hours a day.
Wow, is it 24/7?
24/7.
Look at that. You already picked up someone to help you with the campaign.
Yes,
That's
yes,
wonderful.
yes.
I was going to ask you about your campaign. I've heard a lot of people talking about the fact that you do not have the type of campaign that you traditionally see with lots of billboards and, ads running in the
Website.
paper.
I didn't see a website.
And all that good stuff. You're really grassroots. I mean, you're boots on the ground and a few signs here and there. But, why did you decide to go that route with the campaign?
Let me tell you something interesting is that some people from my church, they was asking me, say, Mr. Phillips, I guess I was a little late getting started in registering, but they was asking me, say, well, we see all these signs from people that's running for the council seat, but we don't see yours, and we don't see very many signs. And I said, signs don't vote. people vote. So, you know.
Oh.
And also I told them, I say it takes money too.
That's right. They asking these questions, but did they contribute?
They're not contributing anything. It takes money to.
We're gonna find out what these people are. We got another caller. Hey, I told you you're
great.
popular, man.
Yeah, this is great.
All right, caller, you on there?
Some pretty powerful words there. coming from
Yes. That's for
You got a lot of chili out there, yeah.
I didn't know you that well.
Yeah, but it's great, you know, and you know what else? It lets you know too that people are watching and they're
That's
willing
right.
to help.
That's right.
You know, they evidently want some continued movement and feel that what's been done has been positive, and they obviously believe in you to continue to keep the ball rolling. So, what's one of the things that we have a caller?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we have a caller. Okay, let's go to the caller first.
I love that question.
that
I love that question. Go ahead,
Well, number one,
candidate.
we need a representative of District 7, and I should be that representative, so I will be able to have a voice, be a voice for the people in order to ensure that we get our share for District 7. Well, number one, knowing the situation of council, and like Larry White just said, and being able to work. I'm not the only one, but we're having to work with the other council members to gain their confidence and support and being able to get the things done in your district. And I think I'm capable of doing that.
Well, thank you for that question, and that was a very good question, by the way. I was going to ask that later on, but I thought I'd give the callers a lot of time. Because roads mean good transportation. Transportation
Yes.
means more commerce.
Right.
More commerce means more jobs.
Right.
Domino effect.
Yeah, dollar effect. Yeah, yeah. I always get that from the host.
I think it's important. I know you mentioned being a voice, but you're going to be a voice among voices. And so probably, what listeners need to understand is, how well you plan to assert yourself when it comes to getting dollars for the much needed improvements to infrastructure, including the roads. And, because you definitely have a challenge ahead of you in that you're just entering the political arena, and so you want them to understand that you're not coming in as a lightweight simply because you don't have the political background, but you are coming in with the fortitude to actually move some agendas forward. And so if roads are important and the funding is needed, it would be nice to know what you plan to do to make sure that everyone hears your voice. But I think we have another caller, and we're going to take that caller right now. Caller, you're on the air. All right. Well, thank you so much, Patty. Anything you want to say, Harold?
And people talk about, you got to, when you go on, become a member of the council, that you got to go in and just say what you have to say and think you're going to get, but you have to look at the representation. So when you go on there, you got to be able to establish yourself, and you have to build those bonds and the friendship between the members.
That's
Not
right.
necessarily friendship, but being
You
able
have
to
to
communicate.
establish the relationships.
Right, to be able to communicate in order to get the things that you need for your council. So working with the other council members is going to be very important.
Very
and
good.
that's what I've done on most of the boards, and it's similar, like the planning commission is similar to the council, where we have 11 members, and being able to work with the with the other members.
Very good.
That's a good address, man. You addressed that quite well, and we got some more calls too.
Yeah.
By the way, caller, you on the air?
I think one of the most important things is to, when I go to council and get established on things that I need to be abreast on, is coming back and communicating with the citizen of District 7. And I think that's important, because then they know that you care about them. And that's what it's about. It's about the people that I represent, and it's not about me. Like I tell people, I don't have an agenda. I'm going to do what the people want me to do. And that's going to be a voice for them, and try to come back and give them input.